We are watching in real time the Kremlin go into full panic mode. In the past, they would scream nuclear weapons, we're going to use the Orshanik, this and that. But today, what the Russians are doing are something that I need you to pay attention to, because it is a false flag operation in which the Russians are trying to put together to stall peace talks. Yesterday, Donald Trump had that conversation with Zelensky, and the meeting didn't go amazing, but it didn't go bad. It was actually pretty decent in terms of meetings. And today, Trump had a phone call with Vladimir Putin and his team, where out of nowhere, the Russians are now stating that Ukraine had sent 91 long-range drones deep into Russia's Novograd region to target Vladimir Putin's own residence. And there is no information that even confirms that Ukraine was doing any of the sort. And it's because of said attack that Ukraine supposedly did that Russia is now alleging, now these peace talks, well, we have to renegotiate things because, well, Ukraine is now targeting our president. My friends, this never happened. Ukraine never did this. So why is Russia doing this? That's because the conversations with Ukraine went so well that Russia now needs to create some kind of narrative in which, oh no, we're actually the victims here. Russia is the victim here, Trump. Don't you see what Ukraine has done to us? Which goes hand in hand with the conversation that Trump and Putin had just prior to the meeting with Zelensky. And we know this because Trump kind of pointed out that, yes, while Russia is striking things inside of Ukraine, Ukraine is also doing this to Russia. You can't compare Russia targeting and killing civilians and children to Ukraine going after industries in which Russia makes money from to continue the war. And Trump doesn't understand the difference because the way that the Russians present it to him, it's like, oh, you know, we're attacking them, but they're also attacking us without giving any context. And that's what was happening here. The Russians are trying to pull the heartstrings of Donald Trump, saying, hey man, look, they tried taking out our president, even though Putin was A, not there, and B, that's not where those drones were going. And Zelensky addressed this, saying the Russians have now invented an obviously fake story about alleged strike on some residents of the Russian dictator so they can have an excuse to continue their strikes on Ukraine. And yes, that's what it all comes down to. Russia wants to stall because talks are going really well. If talks go well, then they can't continue the destruction of Ukraine. And that's what's happening. And as Zelensky says, which I want to end with you, it's important that the world does not remain silent now on what Russia is doing, and that the Russians do not derail the movement of peace, because the world right now needs peace, and Putin is the only one holding that back.